So I'm here with Dan Rodriguez. We just came out of this privacy panel and the future, whether it's a horrible idea or a great idea, the regulations we see in California. What did you learn from the panel?
Well, as in other panels like this, although this was really terrific, a real just great collection of experts. I started out optimistic with this description of GDPR and the regime in privacy, some appreciation for the fact there's some ambiguity in state and federal law, and I ended not necessarily depressed or confused, but with the anxiety that I think befits any of us as lawyers, as academics, as folks in the law tech field about what's to come. Both the technology being rather uncertain and the regulatory regime rather being uncertain. And my own experience is if these true experts have to scratch their heads, as it were, to figure out where we're going to go next, then we have a lot of work to do.
We do. After the talk, one of my first-year law students was here, and she said, learned a lot, very exciting. But I wanted to ask, are there any jobs in this area?
Interesting.
How would you answer that question?
Well, I defer to the lawyers. One of the members of the panel, of course, is a distinguished lawyer at a big law firm, and sitting not too far from him was someone who is working in as a solo practitioner, as an independent consultant. And I think there's a lot in between those two extremes, yeah. Right? Big law lawyers who are working focused on privacy, and those who've in essence hung out their own shingle. And my guess is, and this is maybe just speculative, is that the real opportunities in this area will come from companies, small companies and startups to medium-sized companies that really need legal expertise, whether from lawyers or from folks who have exposure to law to really understand, again, some of the technology, but particularly the legal regime in which it operates.
And you think it might not just be lawyers, but others, you said, that have some exposure to law?
Absolutely. I think that the future is pretty bright for individuals who have a modicum of legal training and legal education, and are not necessarily here, whether at Arizona or my law school or other places, to study for a JD, but have the kind of expertise that comes to bear. If I could contribute Please. A little infomercial on behalf of our two schools, what's happening here at Arizona with your BA in law and some of these initiatives really provides a wonderful opportunity for students who are maybe not ready to go all in on becoming lawyers, but really advantaged by having legal expertise, particularly in areas like this. We have a program at Northwestern, a Master of Science in Law program for STEM professionals that also is geared toward individuals who are not going to be practicing lawyers in the guild sense of that term, but will be able to mobilize their legal skills in areas like this.
And are these some of the themes you'll be raising in your keynote today?
I will. I mean, Mark was kind enough to invite me to come to this conference to talk about how we might think about law tech initiatives, or as I understand from this conference, TechLaw initiatives. I got to start talking about that in legal education. And I think the future's bright. Witness what you guys are doing and what a number of schools are doing in this area.
Well, thank you.
My pleasure.